is the Chief of Staff. 3 is Honorable Chairmansa and myself. Dr. Mwakuba, what the treatment Adwoa Sarfo is giving to NPP today, if you think Adwoa Sarfo's seat is declared vacant, we are going to lose. We've already lost again. Already, we've lost because the woman is in the name of NPP, but she doesn't come to Parliament. And now let me tell you, the true sons and daughters of NPP, how we behave and think. NPP doesn't belong to my family. It's not inheritance. We all collectively believing in one ideology, join the party. So one person cannot impose his or her will on the party that this is the only thing that will make me join the party or do what you want me to do. It is completely wrong.
What is there that can't be
you know what?
resolved?
I will answer you. Okay. I did a surgery. I was recovering. I spoke to Chief of Staff and said, look, rest before you come. This same woman who said I should rest made a call through Honorable Esiama that, look, there's e-levy going on and we have a problem. So we need you. Although I said you should rest, we need your vote. And listen carefully. He said, Honorable Esiama told me, look, my brother, I flew first class with Emirates. But Honorable Esiama, because they needed me, said, look, we're going to hire private jet to come and pick you people up. Adwoa Sarfo, myself, Honorable Henry Korte, and Honorable Amwakwata. What I said to them is that, please, I don't want my name anywhere. Any flight, because mine was going to be Monday and they needed a vote on Friday. So the Thursday, I said, any flight you get for me, I'll come. I don't want any private jet. Henry Korte drove from Philadelphia. Dr. Mwakuba should listen carefully. All the efforts everybody has made, a commitment that we've all made. Henry Korte drove from Philadelphia to New York, Kennedy Airport. Honorable Amwakwata flew from Minnesota to New York Airport. I drove from New Jersey to New York. Adwoa, Boston. Dr. Amwakuba, what do you know? Adwoa Sarfo refused to come. And NPP people should listen carefully. Adwoa Sarfo, they hired a private jet to bring the woman here. And when she came, she refused to come to Parliament.
So who was in Parliament casting the vote that day?
Hold on.
Okay.
She refused to come to Parliament. Chief of Staff, after buying the ticket and flying her in, had to take a motorcade to Adwoa's house. She stood behind her gate for 30 minutes. What kind of rudeness is that? Before she opened, Chief of Staff was made to sit at her living room for 35 minutes. When she came, Babi was tired. She is sick. He's sick. He can't wait. If you can't get your numbers, so be it. And we couldn't vote. Going back, she was demanding another private jet. Excuse me. Dr. Mwakuba, I'm sorry. Please. You don't know what has transpired. Look, about 3 weeks ago, we went to Rock City. They put pressure on me to call Adwoa Sarfo. I placed the call through my daughter 13 times. She refused to talk to me. She refused. What do you want us to do again? My daughter said to me that, oh, Daddy, my birthday I've not received my birthday present. She was born 27th December. I said, okay, put your mother on the line to give me account and I'll let my friend transfer the money. She refused to talk to me. I heard her. The girl was holding, mommy, daddy wants to talk to you. She refused to talk to me. A chief had traveled to where she is just to convince her. She refused to come. Dr. Mwakuba, if we lose Kwabenya's seat, we've already lost. By her behavior, we've lost. So if there's a by-election that we lose, we don't lose anything. Case closed. Look, I have 2 kids with her, so I'm very, very careful the way I go about things. Family issues are put aside. All what I'm telling you is political efforts that we made. I applaud Dokua. Dokua had just delivered 2 weeks. She left the baby to come here. The second one, she came. Adwoa says no. And now look at her conditions. Dr. Mwakuba, I respect you.
What are her conditions?
Adwoa now is saying that before she comes, Ghanaians should listen. I'm not a madman just to go and talk. Adwoa's condition is that you have to remove Alex Markin as deputy majority leader.
Yeah.
Announce it that Alex Markin has been removed. Then she will take a plane and come here. Second one, another demand is that if you don't give me what I want, you are not going to get the e-levy passed. It never go to that. This is my 6th term in Parliament. I haven't experienced anything like this before for all the 5 terms except this one. And it's all because the numbers are close. And in actual fact, you don't even know who is in majority, except when you add the independent candidate to it. So it's been a big problem. And it's not interesting at all what is happening in Parliament. But that is democracy. That's the situation we find ourselves in. And therefore, we have to make the best out of it. So in short, I will say that all the systems, this is the worst. You know, when I'm going to Parliament, I don't even have the zeal. And nothing is being done over there because we don't understand each other. When it happens like that, there's a proverb that says, when 2 elephants fight, is the earth that suffers, or the grass that suffers. That is exactly what is happening, because majority and minority are fighting and also in disagreement. The country is suffering. Truth, and make sure we move this country. In 2024, whoever wins, so be it. But as it is today, NPP is still in power, and therefore I will entreat my brothers in opposition to compromise. At the same time, the government should also compromise. You cannot be on the defensive all the time. If you do that and there's no compromise, there will be no peace. And that will derail development. So I'm entreating both sides that we need to come together in the name of the country and move things forward. That's what I'll say.
Well, thanks. Very, very sound opening statements. You're very vocal, never shying away from controversy. And but on the night of the election of the speaker, you were sitting quietly minding your business. It's something that we couldn't help but notice.
Well, you know, when I was 30, 40, even 45, 50, I would do that. I would also be shouting across it. But 6 terms in Parliament, I've seen it all. I've seen it all, and therefore, I didn't want to get involved, you know, over 60. I left it to the young ones, and I was observing what was going on, you know. So, when you are young, you do things differently. When you are old, you also do things differently. And it's a different perspective with the two ages, the youth and the grown-ups.
That's right.
You know, the way you have the youthful exuberance and react to issues. When you are growing, you see that, look, and because you've had experience from your youthful age, you say that this will come to pass, so we should relax. So experience has taught us that, you know, what you did when you were young, you need to improve on it when you are old. And all these decisions will come based on your experience, your previous experience. That is why I sat quietly and watched them. My reason, honestly, I'll be frank and brutal, why I decided not to say anything was that it's like whatever was happening has vindicated Kenneth Japan.
How?
Because I went round during the campaign pleading with NPP people. Now look, no matter the situation, let's come together and do party work or vote for NPP. They said most places where there were problems said to me that we'll vote for Akufo-Addo, but will not vote for our MP. What they normally call skirt and blouse.
That's right.
And that is exactly what happened. So all the advice that I gave them and they didn't take it came to pass January 6th. So I was just looking at them like, well, I told you so. You didn't. And even at the National Executive Committee, before we moved in, I hinted them that, look, this is the intel I have that NDC will go there very early to occupy the majority seat. And some top NPP gurus will say, oh, there's no hung parliament. Oh, they can't do that. So I kept quiet. When we entered, they were seated, the majority side. And I support that action, not the fight, but taking majority seat, NDC taking majority seat. I support them.
Why do you support that?
Yeah, my brother, you have 137, I have 137. Until the independent candidate decides to join one political party, you cannot say you are majority. So if they go and occupy the majority seat, they are 137. You are 137.
So first come, first serve.
Case closed. That is exactly what happened. That is why I support them. So I just kept quiet and watched things to unfold because it's like I told you so.
Did you, in your rounds and admonishment and warning to the party, hierarchy, mention anything about the Formina situation? Because one would say that what we have in Parliament was because the MP
I went there myself. I went there to talk to them. And I spoke to the independent candidate first, because I like him. Then, of course, I have to do party work. So I went to campaign for the MPP candidate. But when I went there, I chose my words carefully. I didn't want to infuriate passions because my underground work clearly indicates that the people were not going to budge unless we bring the independent candidate or the former MP over in the back. So I chose my words carefully. At a point, one of the speakers was trying to diss the MP. I went there and whispered to him that he should cut it and come and sit down. We're making peace here, so you cannot go and insult the MP. And they told the MP all the things I said. Apparently, he had his men there. And because of the way I spoke, when he won, I called him. And he pleaded with me even before he went to pick the nomination forms. I called him and he knelt before me and said, "Senior, the way I like you and respect you, but if you push me to stop, we'll lose the seat. And I assure you that I'm going to win the seat. So please, allow me." But the way he spoke to me, I said, "Well, that if that's your decision, fine." Okay? So I had to do that. And now let me tell you, for him to come to our party and join us, I paid 1 million cedis check. Edward Boateng is my witness that I paid to the former chairman to step down as a chairman, because the condition he gave us was that so long as we have the NPP chairman there as chairman, he's never going to join NPP party.
Which chairman are you referring to?
The former chairman.
Oh, the constituency chairman.
Yes.
Okay.
So I had to call the former chairman and say, "Look, well, for the sake of the party, I'll do it, but I also owe some banks." He showed it to me. He was owing a bank. So I said, "Okay, for peace, I gave a check of 1 million. You can call him and ask him." That's how come he resigned. People don't know what we do behind the scenes to move this party. Before you come to your next question, let me chip in this. Yesterday, I read, I don't know how far is the truth or is true. Dr. Mwakuba was saying that President Akufo-Addo has not treated Adwoa Sarfo well. The party has not treated Adwoa Sarfo well. I respect Dr. Mwakuba very well. So I want to inform him quietly and nicely. I will not insult, I will not do anything. But to let him know that there are fine gentlemen and women in the party that have made several efforts to talk to Adwoa. First is the president himself. I don't know why he has a soft spot for Adwoa Sarfo. 2,